They also sell medicines and tiny toiletries there, but weirdly, Louie tells me the condoms are just the right size.
It's the small ones that pack a punch.
I understood at least half of that sentence, so we're heading in the right direction. Let's get my first guest out. So he has a book out called Still Got It, Never Lost It, which sounds great, but it's actually about his Oyster card. Will you please welcome Mr. Louie Spence? Quite romantic. Oh. Thank you, Louie Spence, and what are they? Your
just my entourage. I come with that now.
Wow, thank you very much.
Yeah, no, I just come with it everywhere I go.
Wow. Well, that was...
Times have changed.
Quite a spectacular group of young people, although I can't help but think a couple of them are wasted on you, Louie.
Oh, well, but there's three what aren't.
Louie, what a couple of years it's been for you. It's been incredible, hasn't it?
It hasn't even been a couple of years, actually. It's only been about 18 months.
This is since Pineapple Studios on TV and now...
Yeah.
But you've been in show business kind of all your life, haven't you?
Oh, listen...
All your adult life.
Well, like you said, I mean, literally, I did come out the womb with the umbilical cord wrapped around my neck. I think I was doing a disco dance in there for my kidneys and my spleen, so, you know, I was, like, in there coming out like this. So, yeah, I've always been in it.
And then the dance studio show is what put you out there in the public eye, I guess. And so since then, it's snowballed.
It's just... I mean, since then, I've done Pineapple Dance Studios, then Louie Spence's show business.
Yes.
All the things I can't say.
Yeah.
And then I've just come back from America, and I've did my own show out there called Louie Spence Dance Project. I can't say it, it's all the S's.
You really... I mean, this is something for me, but that really is quite a major impediment you have there. I mean,
no.
But, you know, for me to say that,
I
because
know.
it's quite... It really is a...
Yeah, and it spits.
Yeah, I've noticed.
Spits. The book comes with a spit guard, so when you get my book, as you open it, the spit guard comes up. But when I was in America, because I did my show Louie Spence's Dance Project in America for Oprah Winfrey.
Oh?
Yeah. Anyway, so when I did it out there...
When you say you did it for her, there were other viewers as well, though, surely?
Oh, yeah, it wasn't just Oprah. God, I know she's big, but she's not that selfish. She let me spread myself around. But the thing is... Oh, I don't mean that. I didn't mean that about Oprah. I meant big as in, you know... Oh, I'm going to dig a hole.
You mean like a huge star, is what you meant?
Isn't she? I mean, she's like, you know...
You didn't mean a big
girl. She's bigger than Barack.
Yeah.
Anyway, so, yeah, but when I was in America... the thing was, where the Americans are much polite... Well, I think we just say what we think, don't we? When I was spitting at the Americans when I got excited, I'd say, oh, I'm sorry about that, I've just spat. They'd be like, oh, no, that's fine. No, that's really OK. And really, it wasn't. So, you know, you can spit at them and
But it wasn't big gobbets that you could see on your phone.
No,
it was just a fine, dewy spray.
Yes, okay, it was a dewy spray.
It's like a mist.
It's a mist.
Yeah, it's a mist. But I believe you're one of those people who's very health conscious. You are a bit of a hypochondriac, is that right?
Well, I mean, no, I'm not a bit. I am totally.
Because when people... I'm getting to the stage now, if I'm with people, sometimes I'll wash my hands in the toilet and then I'll use a piece of tissue to open the door. Yeah. But, you know, you start getting more paranoid.
No, I'm not obsessive-compulsive.
If people sneeze on me, I don't like it. So with you spitting...
Yeah, I know, Darling. But I am checked for everything. You're getting nothing off me, honestly. I am a hypochondriac, but it comes from... I mean, this is quite serious. I mean, I've suffered with anxiety and panic attacks all my life.
And the real panic attack it's a serious thing. It's not... I mean, people think that, calm down and sort yourself out. But I know when people have a panic attack, there's nothing they can do. It's really tough for them to get through.
I mean, it's like... you know, people say, you know, what's, you know, the biggest thing for you? The biggest thing for me is getting through every day, because it is... I say it's that bad. I've had it since I was about 9, and all my family have it. It's definitely hereditary. I don't care what they say. And I'll get, you know... My heart will race, I'll get, you know, if in enclosed spaces and...
So is it triggered by being in a small space, or is it something you're worried about work or life?
I've had it already today, you know.
You had one today?
Yeah, after I've sort of been running around, then just before I come here, I was like, you know, I'm not nervous about coming on the show.
Why would you be nervous about this?
Well, I'm never nervous with you, Jonathan, but it's just... I'm always excited.
Excitement,
And excited can turn into anxiety. Anyway, it is a serious side of me, in a sense. It's something I've always suffered with, and it does affect every part of my life.
But your health I was concerned about, because I know you're someone who, they say, and this is what they say, that dancers die twice. You've heard that phrase? Once when the career out, they can't dance anymore, and that's a big thing in a dancer's life. But you still keep it going right now. You still can do more or less all the things you did as a young dancer, is that right? right?
Well, I mean, I think that, for me, I always kept my training up. I never, even when I decided to stop dancing, which was at about 31, I thought, that's it, you know, I can't dance behind the Spice Girls anymore or take that, because I'm a bit older than them, and I did them both, not literally. And, but I thought, well, I can't do that anymore, but I still kept up dance, because it is who I am. It is just part of my makeup. I cannot not do it. I just love it.
But do you have to stretch for longer now? Do you have to start the warm-up earlier, all that kind of stuff?
Everything's more difficult, but it's just discipline. And as a dancer, or someone who's an artist of any kind, you're brought up with that discipline. I mean, I've been dancing since I was 5. You know, it's all I've done, and I went off my own back. You know, my parents didn't have to push me. I mean, they didn't have time.
But your parents supported you, they encouraged you, because you got into Italia Conti Stage School, and this is in your book, and I very much enjoyed your book.
Thank you.
You got into the stage school, and initially you didn't think you could go there. You didn't think they could afford to pay for it, is that right?
Yeah, well, they couldn't. I mean, you know, like I said, I've got 3 sisters, and my mum and dad had just bought their council house, and my dad had a business, and he took our second mortgage out on the business so I could go to school. And, you know, my sisters were told that they're going to have to, like, not go on school trips, or... Not that they did anyway, because my mum had a new pair of tits done, so the fact is none of us went on school trips anyway. But, yeah, I mean, they were totally supportive, my parents, of whatever I wanted to do, as long as I was happy, and, you know, they gave each one of us as much as they could. But, you know, they knew this was my dream. They knew this was something that I had to do. You know, it was very evident, I think, to everyone in my family and on the council estate I lived, that I was gay from a very young age, you know.
Well, listen, let's get onto that afterwards, because I want to talk to you about that, because... that's a part of the book which I thought was really sweet and really touching and really quite moving as well. So we'll talk about that. And also, I've got a clip I want to show you. After the break, I'm going to show you a clip of Louie in action on an Italian TV show. You must have been called Fantastico?
Fantastico.
OK, and I tell you, Italians know how to make TV shows. I'll just warn you now. We'll be back after this. Don't go away.
Yeah, that, thanks.
Nice to see them back again. I don't want them... Don't even go there.
It's all sweaty.
Louie.
Yes. Sorry, back to me, back to you.
Just an audience and you're gone, aren't you?
I thought this is what I love. I love people, and if you've got an audience, you have to, you know, act to them, isn't it? Isn't it, Helen, Dave?
So, Louie... Italian television, OK?
Yes.
I love European TV. I love those
Yes.
Saturday night shows you get in. If you're ever in France or Italy on holiday or something, you tune in, you see these shows that seem to last for hours. You can't quite work out what's going on. People are smoking on there, drinking, fighting, dancing, everything. And you were on one called Fantastico. And this was like, was it 20 years ago?
Yeah, it would be 1991.
OK, so you went... So you were just a kid, really?
Yeah,
you were
absolutely,
early 20s. What was the concept behind Fantastico?
Well, it was their lottery show, their big lottery at the end of the year, but it was the biggest show they had on their television at that time of the year, and it went right through Christmas and New Year. They had all the biggest acts, like, you know, at that time, Tina Turner, Whitney, you know, Ray Charles, all these kind of big American stars that come on.
Yeah.
It was really big, and they had a big balletto that they called it, and they really went for it with the dancers, and so they went for it, and so did I.
So they love a big dance spectacular, don't they? Even more than we do. And so you were initially in the chorus.
I was in the corps, and then I became what they call primo ballerino.
Oh, wow.
Yeah, you know, I said, well, so, no, perché parlo italiano, perché sono stato lì quasi un anno, per questo ho imparato subito, perché se non parlo italiano non lo sapevo che dire la gente, capito, così. So I could always work there if I wanted, if it all goes tits up here.
I'll have a punani, please.
Yeah, a punani. I know what that is. I had to tell Dame Helen what that was.
Did you have to explain punani
Dame Helen
to
went, what's punani? I was like, something I'm not interested in.
He said, yeah, you don't touch the carbs, do you? So we have a clip of Fantastico. It's not a long clip. You know, I could watch the whole show. I would happily sit and watch it. As though this would have been your first big TV experience, I guess, these shows.
Yeah, this was, it was, yeah.
Have a look at this. It's Louie Spence back when he was just a young dancer on Fantastico. Hallucination. So it's some kind of weird dream.
But that was quite tame. And did you see that? It's like, you know...
You were showing a lot off then.
It was like all out. And there was, I mean, I was thin as a rake. But it was all... I mean, Gaga had nothing on those costumes. I'm telling you, look at me. I mean, eggshell on my head and the tits out. I mean, I was doing it long before.
You were ahead of your time.
I certainly was.
OK, so that was then. Yes. This is now. You can still do it. You wouldn't necessarily want to do that, but you can still do it.
No, I can still do it.
But the book, Louie's book is out, and it's it's such a sweet book because it covers all your life. And I really got a feeling for your childhood, your family, and your family seem really, filled with characters. And the part of the book which I thought was especially quite touching and unexpectedly so in some ways is when you first came out. And this was kind of fairly late in your life, really. And you told your sister first, and you asked her not to tell anyone. But then she did, didn't she?
Well, I didn't feel the need to come out, in a sense.
Is this because you thought everyone knew already, or just...
Well, I mean... Yeah, I presume everyone knew, but I didn't feel as though I had to go and say, I'm gay. It wasn't an issue. It wasn't... Why would I have to go and say I'm gay? What difference does it make anyway? You know, that's how I felt. And I felt as though I've always been very open with who I am. And my sister came to watch me when I was in Miss Saigon, and she was staying at my house, and I'd lived with some gay people. I said, I'm gay. She started to cry. I was like, what are you crying for? I mean, I'm the one... I'm happy. You know, you don't need to cry.
But she wasn't unhappy for you then. I guess it was just an emotional moment, wasn't it?
She was emotional because I was gay, and I suppose her thoughts on that was that, you know, I'm not going to have a happy life, or it's going to be tough for me. And I was having the best time of my life.
But I guess it was a little bit... it seems certainly, you know, that it was harder to be openly out back then. I mean,
and also back then because, I mean, you know... It was when AIDS first came out, HIV and AIDS, and it was a stigma for gay people.
Everyone was worried about that, and
everyone,
it seemed to be,
you know, it was just, you know, people's ignorance. The association was, you're gay, you have AIDS.
Yeah.
It was very, very... That's how it was. And it was just, but I was having such a wonderful life. And I said to her, you know, I don't want you to go back and tell Mum and Dad because you don't need to. Anyway, she did, which wasn't a problem. And my parents, my mum and dad wrote me this, you know, incredible letter.
Well, the letter's in the book, and I read it, and I thought, this is such a sweet letter. It's so kind of... heartfelt. Can I read a little bit from that? I just want to read you a little bit because this is from Louie's mum to him. Well, it's signed Mum and Dad, but your mum...
No, my mum wrote. My dad can't spell.
Yeah, OK. And it goes on for a while, but the bit I thought, this near the end, where she goes, you have brought so much joy in our life and never any trouble. I cherish more than ever the special relationship you and I have always had and will share forever. Please don't ever feel you've let yourself or your family down. You have a great and fulfilling life ahead of you, Louie. Please take it by the horns and enjoy every day. Life is too precious to pass by without taking all you want from it. I'm sure now we can have a better relationship as a family than ever. And this is the bit that I thought was so sweet. She ends up saying, I hope this causes you no embarrassment.
Yeah.
So she was worried that writing to you that this might embarrass you, that she was being so lovely.
Yeah.
And then your dad says, please never come home again.
Yeah.
No, they end with, we love you, Louie, Mum and Dad.
Yeah.
Kisses. What an incredible... And that must have been a moment there. And you're happily married. You mentioned that before.
I am happily married. We've been together 11 years on the 20... Oh, he's going to kill me. 21st or 20th.
Well, you keep it kind of quiet, but I have a photograph of you with your husband here. No.
My partner literally wants nothing to do with it. I mean, he loves what's happening, but...
So when you go out, do you have to be separate from each other? So you don't walk down the street side by side holding hands just in case?
We walk down the street, but I say, if I get invited somewhere, he will never come. I mean, to the front part of it, like if you go to like Pride of Britain or anything, like he would never come.
But that's good in a way because it gives you the chance to flourish and be who you are, and you don't have to worry about him turning up on, you know, some sort of like low-rent celebrity driving school show.
Exactly. But the thing is, you know, it's like we're so different that when I'd go and listing all the things, you know, like he doesn't like reality shows, he doesn't like people who are, you know, a bit outrageous and a bit loud, he doesn't like this. And I thought, shit, I know opposites attract, but something's definitely got wrong. You know, I just think, why is he with me?
So when you go off on one and you're doing all your... what does he do? He just sits there, looks at you and shakes his head?
He just... Well, it's depending how far I go. He just goes... Or he goes... Because he's Spanish, I think you went too far. I'm like, right, fine.
I've heard he's very handsome.
He is, he's absolutely gorgeous, and 8 years younger.
All right, well, you've obviously got somewhere to go, do.
Anything else on your list that you've missed out that we need to do?
I could talk to you all night, Louie, and I don't even know to look at
anything important that we need to get out?
No, well, you've already covered everything.
I've done my show in America, I've done my book, I've got you on chair, I've got Dame Ellen out there, I've got a nice, lovely audience, and I've got 4 dancers to sort out back. I'm done. See ya.
Louie Spence, ladies and gentlemen. Here we go. I hope Harry Hill's brought his dancers with him. We'll be chatting to Harry after the break. Don't go away.